Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to do a video that is kind of bold, I would think, considering I have 29 subscribers at my last count, which is wonderful. I appreciate all of you. But it's going to be titled something like how to gain 1 million followers on YouTube. Now, that's my goal. That's what I feel that I'm going to achieve. But everybody is going to have their own goal. It's not meant for all of us to just be YouTube content creators or you know, in this space. It would be kind of a boring world if that's all everybody did. So I'm going to try to outline what you need to do to be successful in whatever your gift is, whatever your life path is. Now, before I start that, this weather has been insane today. So it's as if something's trying to stop me from making this video. Now, I know that sounds paranoid. But if you know, you know. So, in my opinion, there are factions in this world. There are what would be traditionally referred to as light versus dark, which is not completely accurate, but it's more like low versus high vibration. And the other team does have ways of trying to interfere with your progress. So I even thought about starting a Patreon channel to talk more about those a little bit more out there topics. Be a little bit harder for people to digest, but like I said, if you know, you know. So how do you become a social media influencer like me? What you do is raise your vibration as much as possible. All of the steps that I describe are going to help you in all my previous videos. Without a doubt, in my mind, that is the step forward. Now, I'm not completely there. So, obviously, I don't have 1 million subscribers. So, I've not raised my vibration high enough to reach that goal yet. So, follow all of those steps and suggestions that I've given and see how much better it works for you. Now, in my opinion, you're not going to want to do much editing, as I do hardly any editing. I just meditate before my video, and then I try to pause long enough at the end, and then I cut the end, start in the beginning. That's it. I splice in a 30-second video at the front. Now, I'm sure I will figure out other things that can make me more successful in this space, but I'll explain how those things come to you soon. So, when you raise your vibration and you put yourself out there so that the world can see you, the people that are waking up and have their vibrations at a higher level are going to be drawn to you. They're going to be drawn to you like a moth to a flame. I've yet to see this out in this space, but I've seen it on the outside in my outer world, in the new friends that I've been making, in the connections that I've been making, in all of the people that seem to be drawn to me. It's weird. It can get pretty strange. It's almost like people are looking at you, because when your vibration starts to go up, you actually start to stand out. Yeah, and you know, people who are still in a low vibrational state, you won't be appealing to them. You'll actually have the opposite effect. But like I said yesterday, in this new Earth, that this space where this planet is essentially splitting into two versions of itself, there's going to be a huge number of us that are going to go in this new direction. And those are the people you want to appeal to. That is a better timeline to follow, without a doubt. Again, clairvoyant here. So I've seen the I've seen your options here, and I would highly suggest you start to raise your vibration. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a much better path, because nothing ever ends here. This is a school. This is Schoolhouse Earth. You're here to learn lessons, and you're here to go through these karmic cycles and graduate. So, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. That's already been written in for you. You do have free will at certain points in your life, and those choices that you make will dictate which timeline you end up going down. And at the end, you might actually have more of a fun time in the other timeline, but it doesn't sound like a peaceful timeline for me. So if you want peace and joy and tranquility and kumbaya, let's get to the higher timeline. So that's what you want to do. Now, how do you do that? Well, like I said, you use all the videos that I put previously, and I will be making more videos and giving you more practical things you can do to raise your vibration. And this will make your body heal, and you will, this information will start coming to you independently. Now, maybe the universe will work through me to get to you this information, and something will resonate with you, and you'll want to go and try some of this. And as it starts to work, it starts the snowball effect. So I am opening myself as a direct channel to my higher self, to the divine. I'm trying to download the information as it comes to me and the suggestions that I'm getting from my higher self, and I'm trying to express that to as many people as I can. So the highest vibe information direct from the source, and get it out to as many people as I can in the highest vibrational way that I can. So I just did about a 15-minute meditation right before I started this video. And that is a good way to start your vibration. I also had a shower, and I grounded myself, and I did all of my exercises. I consumed very good high quality water. I did all the things that I thought I could do to raise my vibration before I put this video up. So how does the universe get this information to you? Well, for me, a lot of it comes in YouTube. So my intuition is tuned in to where I get hand-fed the correct information at the right time. That's the way I feel this works for me. And I believe it should work that way for everybody else once you're able to recognize it. So there is a database, like I said yesterday, that the Akashic Records, the Book of Life, the database for this game called Earth, where all information exists. Everything you need to know is there. So here's a suggestion. Learn how to access the Akashic Records. It's actually not that hard. There are actually courses you could take to do it. For whatever reason, I've had access to this in some form or another since I had my enlightenment. It's like it turned on a switch. And it comes to me in intuitive hits. So it's not like I'm hearing voices, or I'm just seeing the intuitive hits as they come to me and recognizing them, and then following that path, and always saying yes when the intuition hits. Do what it tells you to do. Once you recognize the difference between who's sending you the message, is it coming from your team or the other team? And that is the trick. That's the trick to navigating this game. So your frequency in the new Earth is your currency. I've heard that from a different channel, and she also says you being you is the best thing you can do, and this comes from the Divinely Aligned channel, which I like to follow. She's absolutely correct. Now, she's younger than me. But this has no bearing on her spiritual ranking in this world. She, on the other side, she could be the most highly ranked being on the astral plane, or higher dimensions, or as RJ Spina says, higher frequential levels. So, you know, I've gotten information from 20-year-old kids like Anakin's Insights, which has just been resonating with me lately. And this information is so profound and so past where he should be as a 20-year-old that there's no doubt in my mind he's channeling his higher self. He, again, could be a much higher ranked person on the other side than I am. And that's okay. Like, your children could be higher ranked. You have to start treating people not by the vessel that they're sitting in, but by the soul that's sitting inside the vessel. So, you know, there is only the now. I mean, time is essentially an illusion for a way for us to track progress in this 3D dimension. So when you go to the higher levels, it doesn't exist. You can look ahead, you can look back, you can see on the timeline that you're on what this is going to lead to. So if you can connect to your higher self, you know exactly what you need to do. And then when you start listening to it, it will push you in the right direction, for sure. And that's what has been happening with this channel. So, you know, you have to override the memories and the circuits that have been burned into your brain since you were a little kid. You know, before the age of 7, most of our ways of dealing with this world are ingrained into us by then. So we're still going around the world and in the earth using code that we burnt into our brain that was probably burnt in through traumatic events to get through the world now. We haven't learned anything. We haven't let any of that go. So you have to override the system that's been burnt into you, you know. It causes all these insecurities. These insecurities that little kids would have, and we still have them today. Like, for example, I would never have done a channel like this. I would never have brought this stuff up. I would never have even put myself on camera in my old version of me. But right now, I feel perfectly comfortable talking about this stuff. So what I've done is raise my frequency, open my channel, and agreed to say yes to the suggestions that I've been getting from my higher self. And that's it. You know, if they can do it, you can do it. That's as simple as that. I believe Anakin's Insights was the profound messenger for that little spiritual nugget. If they can do it, you can do it. There is no difference, you know. So, what's your path? What do you want to do? Now, to figure this out, what's the thing that you have the most passion for outside of the obligations that this system has created for us so that we can survive and feed ourselves? What do you do that you don't have to pull yourself out of bed to go do? Find that. That is your path. That's your gift. It's not going to be, like I said, it's not all going to be an influencer. We need actors, we need artists, we need musicians, we need cooks, we need baristas, people who put all of their heart and energy and get so much joy out of making a beautiful cup of coffee that I know I appreciate. We need all of these people. The new earth is going to be built around everyone's strengths. There's no more of this shoving your particular set of skills into a square hole, a round peg in a square hole. You don't need to be forced into this system that's been artificially created by the other team to make sure we don't get to enlightenment. Make sure we don't wake up. And as I say that, the rain starts to to really come on here. And if you know, you know. So I'm not going to be stopped by that. I'm going to continue. So if, you know, like most of this stuff has been reinforced by our parents. They've told us what we can and can't do. You can't make money doing that. You can't make money being an artist. It's fine to do it for fun and on the side, but you got to get a job and you got to get in the system. It's nonsense. The new earth, this is not the way it's going to go. You will be appreciated for your skills. So find that. Find your passion. Now, that doesn't mean drop everything like I did and and pursue your passion. Maybe you want to do it as a side hustle for a while. Maybe you want to keep working on it, but put your love into that. Raise your vibration while you're doing it. Only create when you feel that you're at a high vibration. That's when the best stuff will come out of you. So, oh, yeah, rain. You know, your parents did this. Your parents did this, and they didn't know why. You know, they've been conditioned by the system themselves. They're not to blame for any of this. It's designed that way, and they're just victims like all of us. But as we start to wake up and we break the chains of the system off, you're going to see people like me, people like Anakin's Insights, who are going to blow up. Now, you're going to have to be bold. You're going to have to do things out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to listen to that little voice, the niggle, they say. Trust the niggle. And you're going to have to be vulnerable to the world if you're going to be able to be seen. So, what do you got to lose? What am I going to lose by doing this? I don't currently have a position. I'm not looking for a position in my old field. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. So if I put this out here and it doesn't do anything, so what? So what? What's the harm in trying? But I know this channel is going to blow up. I have no idea how. I'm not sure if it's this video or it's another video, or I'll just randomly get lucky and a short will go viral or something. I don't know. And it doesn't matter, and I'm not hung up on the how. I'm hung up on get your vibration high, hold it, and show it to the world. And that's what I'm doing right now. So there's a little story of why I know this. So, like I stated before in some of my other videos, Amanda and I did after we had the awakening process had started, considerably down that awakening process, we had a bunch of airline points and we went to Mexico. And it was much needed and wonderful trip. But when we were there, we tried to go watch some of the entertainment on the resort. Now, these are very good, talented musicians. But there was several evenings where the venue where they were doing the performances was completely packed solid. And Amanda and I tried to go watch these performances, and they did not resonate. It sounded terrible to me. It sounded off-key, but everybody else seemed to be enjoying the music. And then we went to a smaller venue where there was just a gentleman on a piano and a wonderful woman who was singing and playing the violin. And I was in tears by the end of the performance. Now, there was other people sitting in there not appreciating them, talking over them. There was like a handful of people in this venue, and they performed for us directly, and it was heart-touching. I know the difference between the old 3D music that's going to resonate and the 3D and this higher 5D, if you want to call it that, or fifth frequency music. It's going to be different. It's not going to sound the same, and what sounds good to me is not going to sound good to people that are still firmly planted in the 3D. This goes the same for the movies that are being produced. You know, there is wonderful franchise that involved light swords and space vehicles and you know what I'm talking about. That I believe was channeled directly from the Akashic Records. It's probably a situation that occurred somewhere in this universe at some point in history that was similar to that, and this particular screenwriter had access to that. Get access to the Akashic Records if you want to have a new idea. And since this said screenwriter has let go of reins of this franchise, how has it gotten better? I know the answer to this, and you do too. So that's my point. You know, like things like the Lord of the Rings, that's channeled directly, for sure. I mean, I don't know where in the world, this wonderful universe where something like that had occurred, but you know, I believe it has, and I believe those stories are likely real. They're just not on this timeline, not on this universe that we're in. Maybe, you know, same thing with J.K. Rowling. You know, she channeled this stuff, in my opinion. So I think that's where I'll leave it. Is this video going to be the one that gets me to 1 million? I have no idea. I hope so. I feel like I've done a good job on this, and it doesn't really matter though. Like I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm using my intuition to get suggestions on the channel, and we're moving forward. And on that note, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel. This is hugely important, and it will speed things up for sure. And also, I'm going to make a statement. The first 100 people to comment on this video, once I reach 1 million subscribers, I will find you and I will reward you for your support early on in the stage of this 1 million subscriber channel that I own. I know that's a bold statement, but I truly believe this. So, as I always say, I hope this video finds you well. I love you all. I do. And we'll see you tomorrow.